Hey, you're not dreaming. It's a Spitter Swallow beer review.
Well, Spitter Swallow Beer Review. I
How
was
we doing?
wild stallions, be excellent to each other.
Yeah, we're doing a double review here. What do you got there, Jammer?
I got Crazy Stallion, the original Crazy Stallion Classic Lager, handcrafted, American made. And it says right here it is made by Hornell Brewing Company, La Crosse, Wisconsin, in agreement with Latrobe. I don't see the ABV on it. But the real
Ah,
selling point, Shagdog, I spared no expense. Yeah, as you know, we never do, right?
all right.
With the Spitter Swallow Beer Review, we spare no expense. I went out and I went crazy and splurged and got this beer for $1.25.
Ah, you got the price on there, huh?
Yeah.
I am. Oh, also with your beer, it's yes. I don't know why it says Latrobe. It's in Latrobe, right? The city, yeah, or
Mm.
something. Well, I don't know. Anyhow, City Brewing Company is the main company part of that, out of Wisconsin. But
Yep.
your beer according to Beer Advocate, is a 5.9% ABV, and it's a malt liquor.
Oh, wow. 5.9, huh? And you know what's crazy, too? This is 24 ounces for $1.25.
Wow.
You can't even buy malt liquor, like Schlitz or any of those for $1.25.
Right.
What do you got
This
there,
is
Shag? It's howdy doody time.
Yeah. I'm doing Howdy Doody or Howdy Do. He's throwing me off.
Mhm.
Party Cove Punch, tip and sip. It's not on Beer Advocate, of course, like a malt beverage. So on Untapped, it's a 2.73 out of 5 out of 114 ratings. That says 5.5%, but the can says 8%. So I must have the stronger version.
Well, I can tell
And
you, Shag Dog.
it looks delicious, I hope.
It looks. I like the label.
Yeah, it's
Let me
nice. I
put
got
it
a,
that way. I like the label. My beer, the head, it frothed up and it just kind of quickly dissipated. It's got that malt liquor bubble, it's not eggshell white or any of that kind of stuff. It just kind of, nothing.
yeah,
And then it
disappeared.
does have that dark yellow malt liquor look, you know.
Yeah.
But it says it is a classic lager, so
Mine's red, fruit punchy looking. It actually almost looks like um,
Clamato.
no, a cool up close. It looks like a Kool Aid because my red's
Oh
off in this can,
yeah,
like oily looking, but
hey
it's got
Kool-Aid Man.
a little carbonation in it, and the head's gone on this one too.
Yeah. Well, I'm not getting much of a. I get a little hop, a little steel can. I guess there's a little breadiness there, but very faint. Everything's faint on this thing. Uh, does doesn't really have a real smell to it. Maybe a little biscuit. I don't know, but that's it.
Mine smells like a syrupy cherry.
Oh wow, tastes like cough syrup too. I bet.
Yeah, that's probably what it's gonna be like.
All right, let's give it a
Yeah, it smells like cherry Nyquil.
cherry NyQuil. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, stuffy
Yeah,
head, fever, so you can rest medicine.
right. But I can't smell the alcohol of 8%, so it
Yeah.
might be deceptive.
Well, cheers. Now, I would
Cheers.
I would get worried if it comes out the other end looking the same as it went in.
Yeah. What kind of music is that? Is that non-copyright music?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, it tastes like cherry cough syrup almost.
Wow. I expected this to be horrible. I expected this to be like the worst beer I've ever tasted.
Hmm.
Now I'm not so upset with 24 ounces.
Yeah, that beer you're drinking, a lot of history in that. It used to be called Crazy Horse, and I guess the Indians took offense to that. I don't know why. It was one of their warrior chiefs that beat Custard. Uh, and they changed it to Crazy Stallion back in the late '90s, I think, or something like that.
Well, in my opinion, Indians shouldn't have got upset anyway because look what we do. We put presidents on our beer.
Yeah,
We have what Samuel Adams, right?
I don't know what he was, but it's John Adams' cousin. Yeah,
Yeah, John Adams' cousin. And we have
he
what's that other?
apparently made beer.
Huh?
He's important. He's more important than John Adams. He made beer.
Yeah, that's right. And then we have a bunch of famous people too, and all that stuff. So I would have, Crazy Horse paying homage to Crazy. Now I can understand if they thought that there was being stereotypical that all Indians are alcoholics or something.
Right.
But then it wasn't beer that they were drinking back then; it
And
was
it wasn't.
liquor. But this beer, it's got the corn flavor. There's no doubt there's corn in there. It's kind of sweet. Kind of like maybe even adding. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know if it's true, but it's sweet enough to make me think maybe they added corn syrup, or used it in the fermentation process. I'm sure this is all natural, all the greatest ingredients for us to
Mhm.
drink. For $1.25, you better expect you're getting the premium ingredients.
Right. I would expect it.
Yeah, but Shagdog, I'm going to tell you right now, this almost reminds me of what is that? What is that? Colt
45.
45. It almost
Yeah.
reminds me of that, and it almost reminds me of Mickey's, but it has its own flair, and it doesn't taste bad at all. I don't taste the alcohol. Very easy to drink, kind of sweet because it's going to be overpowering on me after I get down to about 18 ounces, and then I'm going to be like, too sweet.
Mm.
But
This isn't too bad, Jammer. It does have a little medicinal cherry flavor, but it is kind of refreshing. It doesn't leave a bad aftertaste. It's just a slight cherry. It doesn't taste like you drank medicine afterwards. It just tastes like cherry. But
well, I tell you, what is that said? Redneck Vienna
Redneck Riviera, that's the company that makes
Rivera,
it. Yeah,
and it's Howdy Do, and it's supposed to be what kind of drink? Malt liquor,
I guess a malt beverage,
malt beverage.
fruity malt beverage shit. Yeah,
Okay. Oh, look at that! Got me a nice burpee out of this already.
and Redneck Riviera is out of Nashville, Tennessee, so it definitely could be a little redneckish.
You know what's crazy is if you look him up, Andre the Giant, and you look at how much he drank in one setting.
Oh yeah, they said he
It,
used to drink multiple bottles of wine and shit, and not
well,
even
I
really be
mean,
drunk.
uh, him and Ric Flair were together, and they said they went to a place and they were drinking. When they left, there wasn't anything left to drink.
I'm sure Andre drank more.
Huh?
I'm sure Andre drank more.
Oh
Rick.
yeah. But you figure his whole hand fit like right over the can. You couldn't see the can at all.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sure beer didn't affect him at all. Shit.
Um, I forget the number. Look it up real quick. Ask your little Alexa or whatever that is. Hello, Google.
How much could Andre the Giant drink?
156 beers.
156 beers. Like many wrestlers, he was known as sportsmanship, blah, blah, blah. Andre drank 156 beers in one sitting. That's 14.6 gallons of beer. Average human can only stomach about a liter.
A liter.
Yeah,
And to think that you had 4.5.
liters. Yeah.
So you're superhuman.
More than the average human, yes. Not as much as Andre the Giant, though.
No, but you were.
No, I was
How many,
pushing it that day.
how many liters did he have?
156 beers in one sitting. That's 14.6 gallons. Gallons. That's like 5-gallon jug of gasoline jug. That's
Well,
almost 3.
gallons is how many liters?
55.26
liters.
Yeah,
And you only had 4.5.
4.5. Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty awesome.
Yeah, his gut must have been that big. Huh?
So, anything interesting to tell us about your Howdy Do?
Cherry, not real medicinal taste. It's more of a syrupy
Yeah, but I mean
Kool-Aid.
history, who makes it?
Oh, I can't find anything. It's that Redneck Riviera in Tennessee. History on Untapped about them.
Hmm.
Out them. I think I had something else by them before. I don't know. They sound familiar.
Hmm.
Redneck Riviera. I don't know. If you hear banging, that's my handyman fixing something for me. But this is not bad. It's for 8%. It tastes like freaking Kool-Aid, really.
So you said it's City Brewing on mine, right? But mine says Hornell Brewing Company.
Their Hornell Brewing Company is out of New York, so I think that's the original brewer
Oh,
of.
like they do with Pabst. Pabst turns around and they put the original brewer as the brewer, and then
Right. I think that's who originally brewed the Crazy Horse or Crazy Stallion, and then the other place picked it up. And of course, that place was acquired by Cap City Brewing or whatever the hell they're called. Yeah, which they do their brewing out of Latrobe, even though the main company's in Wisconsin. Yeah, a lot of weird
so
stuff.
my question is it because of legalities, like some kind of licensing thing? That's the reason why they keep the original brewer on there.
It could be, or maybe to keep the original lovers of the beer, maybe.
Uh,
Yeah.
because my thing with like Pabst, when they do all the different beer, you like Schlitz, they show Schlitz as the original
Mhm.
brewer,
Right.
and then it's done by Pabst though.
Right. Stroh's, same thing. Who else? Yeah, all the Pabst beers.
Old style.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
G. Heilman used to brew old style. A couple of the
yeah.
other ones, Pabst owns. Yeah.
Oh, this one does make you burp though.
I wish someone in the G. Heilman family came out and wanted to buy all their beers back and came up with a Heilman, HG Heilman brew, whatever the hell they're called.
Yeah.
Even with Miller, I wish someone in the Miller family came out and bought all of Miller back from Molson Coors.
Well, I guess what I'm getting at is, the whole beer law is kind of archaic. You know,
Yeah.
they don't allow you to ship it. They don't allow you to produce and take it to the store yourself as the brewer. You
Well, they
can't
used
do
to, and they used to in Florida with the craft companies. They didn't have to go through the distributor. But then,
it.
of course, the Florida state government back in, I forgot what year it was, 2017, 16, 18, somewhere around there, made a law. They had to go through the distributors. So
And
now
I really don't.
that's probably why you don't see as some of those craft beers we used to see.
Yeah, you're probably right about that because the distributors are always going to close you out.
Yeah. And they're the
If they're
middleman.
getting their major business from Budweiser or one of the other big one, Coors,
Right.
they're not going to let. Oh yeah, we'll carry this too.
Right. So, I mean,
They
they
got to
might
do
put,
just enough to make it look like it's. Oh yeah, this is completely independent. We make our own decisions,
and
but in reality,
that's why they send them a lot of those beers only to certain liquor stores. Remember, because they used to sell some craft beers down at that corner store down by my house,
yeah.
and then all of a sudden they stopped selling craft beers. So it's like, well, maybe they got them straight before, and now they had to get them through a distributor. Probably cost too much, whatever. So most places you have to go to a special liquor store to get some good craft beers. And there's some other smaller liquor stores that have some, but not a big variety. Like 5 or 6 different brands. Yeah.
Yeah. But I just think it's probably something to do with that archaic beer law, all the
Yeah,
different laws.
government sucks.
Anyway, my grade for this, I'm going to tell you, for what it is, it's not bad at all. It's pretty easy to drink, pretty smooth. Little sweet side for me, but I'll give it a C plus and a full swallow. That's pretty darn good for a cheap
Yeah,
$1.25 beer.
and they got 63, I think, on Beer Advocate, so
Wow.
higher than some adjunct lagers.
Yeah.
Mine, I mean, for a fruit punch malt beverage or whatever the hell it is, I give it a C plus. I'd actually give it a swallow and a quarter because it's easy to drink, and
Yeah.
if you really want to get hammered, I guess 8%, you could probably slam down a few of these actually because it does have a little bit of syrupy, not really medicinal, more syrupy
Yeah.
taste of like a syrupy Kool-Aid, like some kid put too much sugar in it, stirred it up, but not as bad as Kool-Aid. You ever taste some Kool-Aid and it just tastes horrible? You put too much sugar in it. This is
I'm just expecting the Kool-Aid man to be coming through the wall any second.
it's gonna be the Howdy Do man.
Oh, yeah.
His Kool-Aid's cousin, but he's like, oh,
And right next to him would be the Hawaiian Punch guy trying to punch him.
Right. And what's up with the Hawaiian Punch? They only have the short dude now on the labels. They don't have the skinny, taller one that he used to punch.
Yeah.
I guess they probably have a court order be separated, huh?
Yeah. Court
Probably,
order.
probably actually the first gay couple, really, celebrity gay couple.
Walls.
Yeah, they don't say it, but that's the first gay celebrity domestic violent couple.
Yeah. You're probably right about that.
Yeah, not too bad. Would I buy this? Like, hey, I remember I had that Howdy Do. I got fucked up. If I was a kid, probably a lot more. Like, hey, that Howdy Do is really easy to drink. Let's get some of that. If I was younger, yeah.
Tastes like fruit punch.
Yeah.
So are they marketing towards kids?
I don't know. You tell me by the can.
Or adults that act like kids?
Probably
To me,
both.
it almost looks like I tell you, it's a slippery slope because it almost looks like they are in
Yeah.
one way. Because if you saw that, would you think that that was a beer or a malt beverage?
If you saw this in the soda aisle, you would probably believe it's a soda. Hey,
Yeah.
if some say guy from the
And if you're on the beach, somebody goes by, oh, look at that, he's got a fruit punch.
yeah, what a
You know,
puss.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. This one also does give to veterans, apparently. Folds of Honor.org. Little American flag in the back there, folded
But
flag.
in reality, I think that's what they're doing with like the hard seltzers and stuff like that,
Yeah.
seltzered water stuff. I think they purposely make those look like they're not an alcoholic beverage.
Whoever
It just
drinks
looks
that,
like a bubbly or a carbonated
yeah.
water, and
Whoever drinks,
people on the beach can drink them, and nobody will think nothing of it because you're not supposed to have beer or alcohol on the. But hey, they're drinking
yeah.
water.
I usually just get a can of soda anyhow, and I drink about half of it, and I pour liquor in it and take it down to the beach with me. I take a bottle of liquor actually with me, a little bottle of pint or something. Pour it in the can as nobody's looking, and all right, drink my Sprite.
Yeah, I remember one time I took my big tumbler, and poured liquor in it, and then added some Coke to it. Not the Coke,
Or regular Coke, okay.
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola, yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta be specific with that, yeah.
Yeah, because it just sounded like I took the tumbler, filled it up with liquor, and I put Coke in it too.
Hey, you ever see the video where Johnny Depp's ex-wife or whatever, and she's in court and she's like act like she's wiping her nose, sniffles, but it looked like she sniffed, and then she's like, so they think that she had Coke on a napkin, and cause it looked like she's doing that, and then went like this with her bare hand. Why would you wipe your nose and then go like, yeah? Yeah, she was probably snorting coke. That girl's crazy. She makes my ex look like a goddess angel.
I guess that's what happens when you have more money. You get
Yeah,
the higher quality crazy girl.
A higher quality, yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Higher crazy quality. And
Right.
I guess that's why Johnny stuck with her, because if you stuck with yours because you had some crazy sex, hot
Yeah.
sex, then he must have been having like crazy buku hot
Right.
sex.
Oh, with him and his money, they probably invited a few girls over. I'm waiting for that to spill out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's probably had some threesomes or foursomes.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
But she ain't gonna admit that one because she probably did some embarrassing stuff. So she's like,
Nah, she wouldn't remember it. Cokehead.
probably not. Yeah,
But
yeah.
it just proves one thing. You can have money and you can have fame and still get hooked up with some crazy person. You know, you can move on to another crazy girl and lead and work your way
Uh,
up to the crazy part where you're going to get killed by her or get your schlong cut off. I mean, look
oh,
at Phil Hartman. He was with that girl, that
oh.
woman, and he stuck with her and stayed with her, but she was mental and
Uh,
jealous
she,
and all that stuff.
she killed herself too, though, right? She
Yeah,
killed
she
him and then
killed
killed
him, and
herself.
then yeah.
Yeah.
How crazy is that? Rich, famous, his career just really starting really to get going.
Mm-hmm.
And what does she do?
Hey, you ever been with a strong woman before? Like physically strong?
Yeah, yeah.
Same here.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, I mean, yeah. Give or take a few hundred.
Yeah. So you start figuring up the weight of gallons. What is that? 7 point something or 8 point pounds? You know, you start figuring it all up, and then that's what you get.
You're
But I
asking
used
me
to,
math while we're drinking.
huh?
Trying to do math problems while we're drinking.
I know. Anyway, yeah, this has been another
Anyway,
exciting
yeah.
episode.
I'm gonna cut all that shit.
Yeah.
All right.
All
Yes,
right.
it's been an exciting episode, folks, of the Spitter Swallow Beer Review with Shagdog.
And Jammer.
And this one is another hard edit, almost 50 minutes.
Yeah. But we'll see you on the next one, guys. Yeah.